I'm just noising your noise. I'm just noising your noise. I'm just noising your noise.
Whether you're a morning person
I'm just noising your noise.
Mics are live. Mics are live. Muting that thing, and we're switching the thing. Bam.
I'm just noising your noise.
There you go. And then immediately just, as soon as you
Immediately
transfer
just goes,
over, bang. Noise in your noise. I know. Hi, everybody.
hello. Ooh, I also see the cool stuff.
Yes. So I've been busy this week. There's a few changes.
You've been a busy boy.
Yeah. So
I tell you.
yeah, I needed to make sure things did things, and things made good things do good look good things.
But yes, we are live, and it is season 2, episode 9 of the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I am Will McKellar, aka La Teamaker, and joining me, as always, my partner in crime, one of the most legendary people and the most hardworking, LT Grippy. It's James Atkinson.
Hi, everyone. We're live. It's about, this is probably about as smooth as it's been in a long time. I remember I was just reminiscing with Will about how long we've been doing this, and like how in the early days it was just, it controlled the chaos, and now
It was clunky, wasn't it? It was like, James, stuff.
it was clunky. I mean, the first show doesn't even have any videos saved for it anymore. It's just audio only. And now we actually have lead-ins, we have like overlays, we have music. I press a button and usually we have a discussion before the show even starts. And like there's time to like lead into everything. This
It's like we're almost becoming professional at doing this shit.
I would dare say amateur. We're amateurs still. we're just figured the shit out.
And there goes our money from YouTube on that one.
So yeah,
It's ironic.
Yeah. So we've added some overlay stuff here. I was just discussing with Will. As you guys can see, yeah. Ooh, so fancy it is. Mainly this all became about because I wanted to get the extra life goal to show up on screen. And now that I think about it, Extra Life is all blue and I have it in red numbers, so I might have to change something to do with that. But that being said, we've got some cool stuff. As you guys have already seen, there's a great new hosting thing for when people host us with our friend Comrade Kitten. So what we're going to do now, actually, I'm actually in live working on this thing. So we may actually see some. You may actually see some changes here as we're doing it, because we're just doing it live.
As we always do.
As we always do. Yeah, there we go. Extra Life. Blue. Better. Right? Already fixed. Meanwhile, Will's going to have to look at the chat because I can't see what you guys are saying. I'm
That's fine. I shall be keeping an eye on the chat, because tonight...
Yeah, go ahead.
So tonight we have 2 bits of news, and then basically what we've been playing, and shout outs and all that lovely good stuff, because we can talk about Extra Life as well if you want. But yeah, so as you can see, we are without our friend tonight because he's had some stuff pop up, real life stuff. So Hagelman, we shall hopefully catch you next week, mate. Take it easy. So yeah, so let's get started with the news, I guess, and it's. Do you want me to start with the smallish type news that makes this go, or do you want to go for the bigger one?
Whatever one you want to lead with.
I'll lead with it. Microsoft one from Gamescom, then, really, because I know we're going to get into it with the other one. I just know we're going to get into the other one because it's just bigger. But yeah, so I'm not sure whether anybody else saw it, but Gamescom was this week. It finished today. Sunday, Microsoft decided they're going to have a bit of a presser for it. And they shouldn't have bothered, frankly, because it was pointless. Absolutely pointless. A lot of it you've already seen if you haven't seen it already. They said, oh, we've got some trailers. One's from E3. They talked about the Xbox One, the X, and the S with you can now pre-order it. except it's probably sold out everywhere. And they did the unboxing with Larry Herb with white gloves, which I just expected. It just sounded very much like a fucking shopping channel for the hour, and it just. Well, it's an hour and a half. It felt like a bloody hour because it was pointless. But yeah, so just didn't need it. They could have had something special there. They could have done something that made it go, ooh, but they didn't. They just didn't. And it's a shame because they need to do something.
And I don't know. I the only thing I followed from Gamescom was the fact that like Paradox was doing just tons of streams of all the games they came out with. They did one, Life on Mars, which is it's a survival game about you like kind of setting up life on Mars, which looked really cool. Hang on, I gotta read what Reese just said. Yeah. Yeah, it's a commercial. You didn't know you were going to be watching Home Shopping Network when you would turn on the Xbox presser.
It was like, I expected Ian Higdon to turn up in his skeletal suit and go, "Put that down, Larry, you boob."
So much. But Paradox had a bunch of stuff showed up. And then the other one that they showed that I was really excited for, and I'm about to drop a huge old classic name for you guys. Paradox is making a Mech Warrior game.
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to go Secrets of Mana. Is it the JRPG that they're remaking for the PS4 and Vita?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Mech Warrior. As in, like, tabletop, mechs, heat, everything.
Nice. Sponsored, not sponsored.
Yes, yeah, of course. It wouldn't be
that one.
Wouldn't be Tick Whoopies without Iron Brew.
I'm right.
But... Gamescom, I mean, this seems to be like the lead up to like this is kind of the last big event before everything starts dropping in September.
Yeah, because when September comes, you've got the Tokyo Game Show on the same weekend as EGX for some reason this year. Because normally you've got Tokyo Game Show maybe early in September and then EGX a couple of weeks after. But now they've decided to put it on at the same time, which is weird. And then you've got October 30th is the Paris Games Week with Sony doing a presser. And then 2 months after, you've got them doing PSX. So it's like, what's
Evening
going
Simmer.
on there? Good evening, Simmer. See, it's very weird how I haven't really heard anything coming from Gamescom. I mean, yeah, okay, I've been busy streaming, so I haven't probably been paying enough attention, but nothing really came out and grabbed us and went, "Oi, lad, you've got to look at this."
Yeah, I do, because like nothing came out and jumped in my face. I mean, once again, like we were kind of running out of our dry spell as it is for like us like actually having any news. Like come September, there's going to be so much shit coming out that the news will be a bigger segment again. I mean, I know on the Tuesday coming up, there's going to be the release of XCOM. The DLC, War of the Fallen, or Chosen the Fallen, or Chosen War, or whatever the hell the DLC is called. Just the revamp of the game. The only thing that I've been planning to play for like the whole reason why I started and beat XCOM 2 as a stream. The DLC that I really should know the name of.
So you're padding seconds so you can
War
pick
of
it
the
up.
Chosen. It's the War of the Chosen.
And then you've got Thingy, isn't it? You've got then you've got Life is Strange coming out this week. Before the Storm, which promises to be pretty damn good. I mean, if you pre-ordered it, then you get the extra episode with Max before she leaves to go on this, all the stuff he had to do before she came back. Yeah, she went walkabout. Went, yeah. I'll be back in a few years. Bye. So you've got that. Then you've had this week like new Formula Ones. Games kicking off. It's starting to have that run up until like early December when it just goes and stops again.
Well, even like mid-September. I mean, you've got Destiny 2 is coming out in September. That's going to be a huge drop. Isn't Call of Duty World War II coming out?
November.
That's November, because I know they have the live beta on right now.
Yes, and you've also got things like Forza 7 coming. You've got Project Cars 2. You've got what else you've got in October? Because October goes crazy, isn't it? Like Evil Within 2 coming out. Then it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So yeah, so hopefully our news will pick up more.
Well, let's take a look. I have the internet. Let's look at September games that are being released.
Yes.
January, April.
Yeah,
Spring, May.
Dishonored definitely outsider is September the 15th for here. Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon Remaster as well.
Yeah, you got Destiny 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Dishonored, Death and Dishonored, Metroid Samus Returns for people who play 3DS, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Project Cars 2, Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 2, and
Wow.
then to finish off the month, December 29th, FIFA 18.
See, it's chock-a-block. And then you look at October and you go, South Park, the Fractured But Whole's out on the 17th of October. How could I forget that? It's been sitting,
October's definitely when the shit hits the fan, because you've got Forza 7, Mario Luigi Superstar and Bowser's Mansions, Middle-earth Shadow War, Evil Within 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, South Park Fractured Butthole, Elix, Destiny 2 for PC, Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origin, and Wolfenstein 2.
So 12 games coming out, and we want a lot of those. And also the 29th of September / 30th of September, the mini SNES.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the release of that total clusterfuck.
Now you know why I'm glad I actually went out straight away and went, oh, yes.
Or you're like me and just went, oh man, that looks so cool. I definitely want to. Oh wait, download the emulator for PC.
I was tempted to do that, and then I went, but Star Fox 2.
But
Are you
Star Fox 2 on emulator on PC.
when it comes out? Are you streaming Butthole? Serious question. Yes, it will be part of Late Night Lard. That's why I'm trying to get through Primal quicker, and so I can go through Hitman, and hopefully have Hitman done the week before the Fractured Butthole comes out, so I can just go in seamlessly.
Yep. It's almost like you just want to smoothly transition through most of the games. Now, I got to the screen where I can actually test all the stuff, so I can show all the people all of our newfangled doodads that I made for the overlay.
Do we?
Okay, so everybody, if you haven't seen it already, and you may not have, we're gonna do the host event first. So, first of all,
I'm just noising your noise.
so there is our random doodads. So there's the host one. Phoenix Flame, good to see you. I'm really happy about that one, but they're only going to get better. So next is going to be the follower event.
So I'm just seeing these at the same time you guys are as well.
How's that for a classic little nod there? Anybody recognize that sound bit? No, Will's thinking.
So you might get a bit of feedback because I'm hearing it as well.
Well, Kim just was able to show us how the Extra Life donation one works. That one I am very, very proud of. And thank you, Kim, for helping the kids. As you can see, there's also the tracker now that works. And it totally did not ask her to do any of that. Checks in the mail, Kim. And to do any of that. So there you go. There's the Extra Life tracker. Yeah, somehow that fits. I think so. I think it really does. We have a subscriber event. I know we don't have anybody cleared up to do that with Twitch Prime, so I'm just gonna play it, and hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I kind of enjoy that one.
And so, yeah, while we're just briefly talking about Extra Life, if you want to join the Extra Life team, go to the page and set your bit up, and we go.
Do I have one for the donation event? I don't think I did one for donation. No, I didn't, which is fine. But but those are kind of all the new overlay things. I'm glad Kim kind of preemptively struck with my my coolness by just being able to be like, hey, by the way, boom. And I'm just going to refresh that so everything's good and the chat will go back to normal. So yeah, that's our kind of new overlay that we're testing out. Obviously we're taking correct criticisms, and I can say that clearly right now because there's obviously no no trolls in the chat right now, or else I'd be being told that I live in my parents' basement, look like Hitler, and probably something to do with a sexual position with a horse.
And have little 8-year-old scream at you down in your headset.
Exactly. Though, funnily enough, didn't you have a Hispanic troll in your chat last night?
Yeah, yes, we did. And we'll talk a little bit about that one. What we've been playing.
I do have to ask, and you can tell me if this is lead or not. Was he in fact a troll?
After I left, yes.
After you left, but not during.
No. See, here's the thing, right? He behaved himself during my stream. He pretty much behaved himself. But as soon as I left, that's when the shit hit the fan, apparently. Because, I thought he was joking because he had like a voice synthesizer bit. And, I got to the bit where you were like good night to everyone after the stream. Then I heard this little high pitched voice going, good night. And he just cracked us all up. And then after I left, that's when his shit hit the fan.
That's when the Hispanic troll became a Hispanic troll?
Yeah, because he was on Tim Paulin's stream, because he was streaming some more Rocket League after we went. Mm-hmm. And apparently, because they had room in their chat, a load of this kid's mates just piled into the chat and just caused chaos.
This is the reason why you have mods with ban hammers. Much like Simmer is sitting quite patiently with in our chat right now.
And this is why I tried to keep it as over 18s only for this. Even though that wasn't quite effective last night, because we had someone who's been following me for over a year now on there. He comes in, wanted to join us, like, yeah, fair enough, jump on in. But he was kind of very egotistical with his gameplay, and we play Rocket League to have fun. We have a laugh. We don't care skill levels. We're just there for enjoyment and just hang out and just have fun with people in the chat on Twitch and in the game. And he just sort of taking it way too seriously. Wanted us to do like a 7-on-1 against him, and it's just a case of what? We had to. Yeah, we had to say countless times, look, it's not possible, and he still wouldn't do it. Actually, do you know what I think we should do? I think we need another mod.
In your chat?
In your chat. In the chat here.
Mm-hmm. Who?
I think it should be the patron saint.
If she wants that responsibility, she can.
Mm.
I leave it up to her. If she wants the responsibility of being a moderator and being able to like banhammer people, I have full faith that she will be able to continue those duties out. If she does not want that responsibility, I understand. It is a lot. It's the whole like 12 people you can have it here at once.
Because we have Simmer who does a good job. We have myself who has the hammer as well. But it's a case of I think we should need to expand it, because I talk enough bollocks to be distracted with chat.
I have a spare band gun. Yeah, true. We hand out their guns? I guess so. We have licenses for those? I'll bet.
You ban everyone.
I'll ban everyone. It's past tense.
No. I think that might be a yes. But yeah, so talking about chats and banning people and things and stuff. Let's move on to the other bit of news we had. And this is something you brought up to me on Discord. YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you lead out on this one.
Yeah, and actually, if you're on our Discord, this was actually part of the hashtag Friday Night Podcast discussion. So if you, going forward, I think I'm going to be at least leaving a piece of news on the hashtag podcast discussion part where anybody can kind of join in or drop any things you want us to discuss during the show on Friday nights. Because, heck, why not? This is a community. Instead of us talking at you, why don't we talk with you?
It's a good plan. I like
Good
this
plan.
plan.
10 out of 10. Best plan.
Best plan ever.
And we don't have to have anybody pay for it.
Only with your time.
Only
and
with
maybe
your
a little
time.
bit of effort. Exactly. So you have the floor on this.
We see, this is turning into my favorite whipping boy. And I feel sad about that because it used to be EA. And we all know what my thoughts were on EA. I mean, look at Battlefront 1. I don't need to make any more discussion about why EA is where it is. Instead, we're talking about YouTube. Again. Yes, YouTube. And what really sparked this conversation, or this thought at least, was an article I was reading on Forbes, because at work they block the 99% of anything related to gaming, but because Forbes is also related to work type stuff, and Forbes has a gaming featurette. By the way, there are some guys who do some great writing and some girls who do some great writing on that site too. So I would love for you guys to kind of check it out every once in a while, because remember, these guys get paid on per clicks versus like being able to do anything else. So they do, some of the stuff is clickbaity, but there's also some good opinion pieces too, because they're not beholden to like a PC gamer or a UC or like that kind of a stuff. They're kind of freelance and they are able to contribute to Forbes. So they're not beholden to a overarching company telling them what they can and cannot write. By the way, Ace Combat 7 is going to revisit the Stranglograd universe, which is from Ace Combat 4. Cool thing. Hashtag check that out, because Ace Combat looks pretty awesome. All right, so here we go.
Okay.
It was written by Paul Tassi, and he's actually one of the contributors I follow. Let me pull up exactly what he was. He published an article earlier, but the article he was discussing is that why EA, Ubisoft, and others should be going to bat for the demonetized YouTubers, and which then led me back to what his other article was, because as with any good contributor, he linked.
I'm Kareem Abulnaga,
his
founder
previous articles, and they were actually stating that YouTube, in a sense to go more advertiser friendly, is going to is starting to demonetize some YouTuber videos that have like various words of gun or kill streaks or anything that kind of has violent connotations in it, which is a lot of video games. In a sense, it forces some of the content creators to go completely away from doing this and going more towards other revenue streams. And this is kind of goes off of their new kind of advertiser-friendly content guidelines, which is really meant to crack down on hate speak or over politicalization of things, inappropriate. But you have some stuff that is in here, and if you actually look at it, they have like harmful, dangerous acts, drugs and dangerous products or substances, controversial issues or sensitive events, hateful content, inappropriate language, which video content that contains frequent uses of strong or vulgar profanity or vulgar throughout the video may not be eligible for advertising. Occasional use of profanity won't necessarily result in your video being eligible for advertising, but context matters. Okay. Inappropriate use of family entertainment characters. The video depicting family entertainment characters or content, whether animated or live action, engaging in violent sexual or violent inappropriate behavior will not, even if done for comedic purposes or satirical purposes, will not be eligible for advertising.
So let's look at this. Frankie Boyle definitely out because of some of the jokes that he uses. Gaming, a lot of that will be out, including Sony's, including Microsoft's. Nintendo will probably get away with it, but you think of it this way: Gears of War, violent language, guns in there as well. So that won't be. Halo won't be monetized. So they're gone. There are things like Resident Evil. So it's just, I can see what YouTube are trying to do with their whole hate speech thing. I can see that because, while having freedom of speech is fantastic, there are limits to it. And I'm not just talking about one side. I'm talking about both sides of the issue, because you can go far, far to one side and just be a dick. And I can see that YouTube is trying to cut that down because what that breeds. But they're also going too far themselves, because if you're depicting in games, then if people have an ounce of common sense on them, they know it's a game. Nothing will come from that mentally. But yeah, it's, to me, this has just gone. It's just gone way too far, and they're shooting themselves in the foot to try and get advertisers back.
It's showing that, and I don't want to knock YouTube too hard. I'm very, obviously everybody knows who, if you've watched the show for any amount of time, and if you're new to the show, hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. But if you're not, I'm very hypercritical of YouTube. Even though I can tell you, I'm the first person. I have shows I watch that people put out religiously every day or every other day, and I follow a lot of streamers and a lot of YouTubers, and I specifically have my ad blockers turned off on YouTube as a whole, and will go and watch through every single ad or every single click through that the person has, because I understand that that's a monetization for them and it's their livelihood. So it doesn't bother me to do that. But at the same time, when you are starting to become more beholden to the advertisers than the people who are creating the content that give those advertisers revenue, I start to see a little bit of an issue with the program, with the program as a whole. This is, as somebody who's used it and has had difficulty using it myself, is one thing, because obviously there's a whole reason why we've made a transition to where we are. But at the same time, it's sad. I mean, you look at that policy, right? What I just kind of read out. It leaves a lot of vagueness in there. And also you program your algorithm for this. Now, YouTube algorithm. Let's not even jump on that train. We'll just let that train let that sleeping tiger lie. But, games that become, like you said, games that become impossible to cover. One of which, I know for a fact that game is now, if any game comes out like it in the future that is going to be impossible to cover, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has foul language, extreme violence, has household family name characters doing disgusting acts, and it does it in a satirical sense. It is a satire on modern life and modern media as a whole. It in itself is a satire of YouTube, gaming culture, everything, and culture as a whole. But that game now, if that comes out now, and I try to stream that video, it can go on YouTube. I'm not saying that video can't go on YouTube, and it can't be viewed on there yet, but you can't monetize it. So, you look at somebody who does this as a way to bring in income. I'm going to be playing a game, and by playing this game, spending my time playing the game, editing it, making it ready, and putting it up on YouTube, I put in all this effort for basically knowing that I'm not going to get anything back.
Yeah, and then even maybe getting a copyright claim, so it blocks it, which is it's like even more pointless, because if you're blocking something copyright-wise to try and get, because they think you're making money out of it, and you're not because of the content, it's like, what?
Yeah, it's so. I don't believe this has happened to us, and I've looked, especially because a lot of our content comes out. But the question now becomes this, and I posed it to everybody else in our little Discord, but I'm kind of posing it here. It's a little bit difficult because it's like, okay, it hasn't happened to us, but if you look at something like, I don't know, some of the major companies that have this kind of stuff. Imagine you're Destiny. And you're creating content. And you cannot use that content because, YouTube is changing its algorithm to the point where they will demonetize the video. Because, it has guns in it, but your video game is based on the premise of guns. I mean, hell... A Call of Duty streamer may not even be able to do that. So, I mean, does that mean we have to start changing, or everything has to be wholesome and nice? And, Hello Kitty and cute things? No, I mean, that's not kind of the thing you're going to see here.
Yeah, Hearthstone and puppies, it seems like it's going to be for them to actually get by. Again, this is not... It's not new, this whole bit of the algorithm changed, though, for family-friendly stuff. WhatCulture.com, with their wrestling promotion, have been having problems with this. Because, YouTube went up and went, okay, your wrestling is not family friendly, so we're not monetizing your adverts. We're not doing it. And there's this whole campaign that they were doing, say, actually, hang on, it is this. It is entertainment, it is this. So what they did around it, because it looks like YouTube have been really shitty with it, they've taken their live stuff, their live show, like TV shows where they actually have money to pay people, onto Twitch. So it seems like they're getting things like affiliation or even partnered on Twitch already for it. And that's their way around it to get their money.
And here's another thing. I'm not sure if most people have known this. And if you don't, I'm glad to be kind of the person who gets to tell you this. You can upload videos to Twitch now. You can upload videos. You can have your videos and playlists and stuff. It almost becomes like a point where you're seeing a bit of YouTube creep into Twitch. And I can tell you, somebody, I've been doing this slowly. I have almost all of my XCOM streams on Twitch now. And leading up to the release of War of the Chosen, I am going to do a vodcast of the entire XCOM 2 playthrough that I just did as a prelude into the game. Because, hey, this is what we did. This was I think, 14 hours that we played through this game to beat it. And now we're going to be playing it again. And I mean, where YouTube is on-demand content, I can watch whatever I want, when I want, how I want. And where Twitch is kind of a little bit more like your prototypical television network, you can kind of see where things are going. And we're kind of comparing apples to oranges here, because they are kind of, though innately the same, also very different in the way that people are able to access and consume content. It seems Twitch has been leaning more towards, the content creator. How can we help the content creator more create the content? Now, this also may have something to do with the parent companies. You look at YouTube, which is owned by Google, and we can kind of see, especially with the late news and stuff, where kind of Google is as a company right now. Great company, still a great place to work with, but you can see where, kind of with the internal memos being leaked and that whole kind of discourse right there, where I think Amazon, who owns Twitch, is kind of almost in a sense looked at Twitch and said, you guys are running your platform. We know that. We're going to give you monetary support and infrastructure support, but we're going to let you grow it with help in other ways we can help that. And you look at how Amazon has grown as a company. how it's branched out into other medias and solutions and stuff. And now, like, they're basically the integration of, like, hey, we have this great service. Why don't we also make this service a part of what you're doing here on Twitch? Because everything intermingles. It makes sense. And it's done really well. Where I think YouTube has been kind of, it in a sense, it grew too quick. And it, like, nobody expected it to be what it was.
I'm just noising your noise.
I mean, does it feel like to you that YouTube is starting to become a little bit exclusionist in that way sense with their whole new algorithms?
I don't think it's going to be exclusionist because people are still going to make videos and that. But I think it's kind of becoming, and I'm going to use a gaming term here. I mean, heck, we are a gaming podcast. Almost kind of like a pay-to-win kind of a system. That if you're not already a part of if you're not already kind of like in that fold of people who are kind of like, hey, we are this, we already have these kind of things. Like, I'm not already a Markiplier, or I'm not already a known commodity that's going to be going into YouTube saying, hey, I've already got this level of following and media support and stuff, and I can kind of go into YouTube with enough clout and enough weight that, like, I can get help. Then it's difficult to kind of make it up there. So it's not for, like, the beginner level stuff. Where Twitch, especially with, like, Twitch being with the affiliate program stuff, if you have a small group of following, like us here, we have a small group of people, but it's nice because we're able to at least do a little bit to help to go back and forth with each other. And there's that opportunity that if things grow, it's a much more easily sustained and growable model, where YouTube, you're beholden to them for the revenue. It's all based on getting things from them. Granted, you can use YouTube videos on Patreon and other sites by that, but at the same point in time, it's still like, if you're going to get your basic monetization, you have to get it through YouTube. Where Twitch allows you, especially part of their terms and agreement, especially if you look at their affiliate stuff, what are their rules? You need to fill out the affiliate form, have your tax, have know where your money's going, and have your taxes be able to be pulled out for any revenue that you earn. And you need to keep your videos on them for 24 hours. There's nothing there that states how you have to have your channel, what has to be said in your channel, what you can play in your channel. There's that in the Twitch guidelines, but I think they're pretty cut and dry with that too. I mean, you're pretty much free to do what you want as long as you're not hate speaking or playing honeypop.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not playing the games that are banned, that's fine. Yeah, okay, you can do multi-streams with people on other platforms, so long as your video itself is not going on that platform for those 24 hours or during the live.
And there's nothing against you having there's nothing against here saying, hey, give us donations. There's nothing in their terms and conditions that's stopping you from doing that while being on a live show. There's nothing there. And if anything, it's not that they're turning a blind eye to it, it's just because they say it's part of people being able to do this.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of looking and going, well, Twitch is, it's going in a specific way, and they're adding features and stuff, but it also feels that they listen to their community. And I think the big thing, and I've said this a million times, and all you guys are going to roll your eyes when I say it again, is that Twitch has clearly defined guidelines. It tells you how you can do something, how you can get something, and how it's not. It's black and white. Right? It's pretty like, okay, bits are worth this much. This is how much the revenue distribution is between you and bits. If you have a subscriber, this is how much your split is. Do you know how much revenue you're going to get? How much this? It's clear, cut and dry. YouTube, you don't know what your monetization revenue is going to be, though you can kind of roughly figure it out. And you don't know what they're going to do with the algorithm. Algorithm changes all the time. They don't tell you. Twitch, it's cut and dry. They tell you what it is, what's changed, how it's going to change, how it affects you, and how you can do this. And it's like going into working a 9-to-5 job saying this is what your hourly pay is going to be, versus going into kind of like a consultative sales job where your sales are based on what you do, and maybe if you sell a thing, you're going to get a cut of it at this percentage based on the thing that you sell. So there's stability.
The other thing with Twitch, and you're right, the copyright things. If you play copyright music on it for a live broadcast, they don't care. They Twitch are fine with it as long as it's not really offensive shit. Then they won't step in. But whereas, and if you do the rebroadcast, if it's something they know that they haven't actually got the license for, they'll just mute it for you. They will just mute it for. They won't shut your stream down. They will just go, there you go, we've muted this little bit for you. Which is nice. You don't have to go for all this copyright claim. You don't have to appeals. And it's just a lot easier for you to get on and do the one thing that you enjoy, streaming.
Playing games. This is this thing, and I enjoy the fact that Twitch also has creative streams. Those are a thing. In real life stream, those are a thing. Hey, Paul.
Hey Tim, how you doing, man? So let's have a quick look at the chat. Simu's asking, saying, I want certain friends we exempt for the new algorithm. I'm saying no. I'm saying they won't be exempt. And I'll say why. Because during the actual bit with the copyright claims, companies put up videos and the algorithm copyrights their stuff and it goes against themselves in one of the most stupid things I've ever heard. Sony will get copyright claimed from Sony. And but it's our stuff. So they have to go through the rigmarole appealing it and say, look, we're getting copyrighted by ourselves. How? And so then YouTube has to come on, oh, okay, fair enough. But that's the ball that you don't need. And it's gotten worse over the past, year and a half now?
Yeah, this has been kind of a slow pull down.
And Jim Sterling's gone off about it as well. It makes me not want to put the archive stuff with how bad it is, because where's the next step? Is that they'll go through? You have to submit your video to a page where they will just go, okay, yeah, this would be copyright, so we're not going to put it up straight away. We're just going to completely get it.
Or we're just not going to have the algorithm for it. So I'm posting the article here a couple times, but I also want to, I'm going to paraphrase something from this, just to kind of get an idea. Now, this may be just an isolated case, but Paul had interviewed some YouTubers about this, and it just reads this. Michael Tash, a Destiny YouTuber with over 160k subscribers, has seen 140 of his videos demonetized recently. And as such, he's already switched entirely to Twitch and Patreon for his mainstream income. His gaming contact at YouTube told him he was aware the creators are upset, but there's nothing they can specifically do to help. I told him, then I'm quoting, I told him I was almost 100% switching to Twitch at this rate, and he said to do what I had to do.
So it's the bigwigs, it's the stock cop.
This is coming from a Twitch contact for a person that has 160k subscribers. It could be the bigwigs once again. It almost seems like old media versus new media, and I'm not talking like Fox News versus BuzzFeed, because I think those are as much as the extremes as alt left versus alt right. Which, come on, let's be realistic here. I'm going to say this right now. Let's stop calling them alt right. They're fascists. Let's stop calling them alt left. They're socialists or communists. That's what they are. Don't use the fancy lingo terms. They're just straight out there. But anyways, I digress. It seems like old...
Two sides, both bellends.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is not a commentary on what those people are. It's just on what to call them. And let's call them what they actually are. By the way, Patton didn't like either of them. So, just FYI.
It feels more like it's the BBC against Twitch. There's that old the BBC looking at it going, well, this one. So our demographic is this age bracket. And then you get people like Julia Hardy coming in and go, hang on, no. If you do a demographic coming in, got to do this. And then they're slowly coming around to the sports stuff on Radio 1 and other gaming on there. It's just like, it feels like you're pushing against a brick wall, trying to expect it to move, and yeah, it's doing that, and that's what this feels like. It's that shift.
It feels like for me, it's you look at YouTube and you think executives building cigars, three-piece suits, and vests. Because it seems like, I mean, because ultimately YouTube is, and they've outright said it in what's going on here, it's advertiser friendly. Okay, so you're telling me that you're beholden to advertisers. That is what you're telling me. Now, that also may be because YouTube has to keep that as a revenue stream because it's important to them to keep the doors open. And I won't fault YouTube for being somewhat beholden to the advertisers. That's fine. You do what you need to, but you have Google as a parent company, and where are they if there's this, or what can you do as a company, that as a YouTube, as a thing going forward? Like, yes, we understand that this is an issue. We're looking at ways to kind of advance it. Maybe like looking through pushing YouTube gaming as a separate platform where you can have gamers monetize videos or something else, by instead of just telling your people who have contacts for relatively decently large streamers, do what you have to do. In my profession, in banking, if I told somebody, well, you do what you have to do, my boss would call me into their office in a second and say, that is totally unacceptable. That's not what we do here. How are we going to... You should really have said, what can we do to help you? Let's understand your situation and let's try and find a goal and do that. Telling somebody, that's just basically telling you to fuck off. In polite terms. I mean, it could be because that guy didn't have any answer, because there was literally nothing he could tell him or do for him. And I would rather if the guy said, listen, there's nothing I can do. I apologize. I think that would have lessened the blow. Now, granted, this guy could have been paraphrasing himself because he's upset, but he has a total right to be upset. He was just told by his YouTube contact, there's nothing I can do to help you with how you're making your money.
It's bad because it's just coming across as YouTube money for themselves, and they just don't want to have the creators that are basically putting money in their pockets.
Or that you're so small of a creator. You're somebody with 160,000 subscribers isn't worth the time. Which, to me, is the more upsetting thing, is that you are not a big enough fish, so you are not worth my time. Where the platform we're currently on, Twitch, it doesn't matter the size that you are, they want to help you. There is a little bit of a step in, but even still, for the affiliate program, they're only asking you that you stream 8 hours a month and have more than have a consistent viewership of 3 people.
Yeah, 7 streams in a month. 7
1-hour streams, and have 3 people watch them to be able to start earning revenue if you want. And you don't have to. And I think that's the beauty of it. It's where it's much like us. It's about being inclusive versus exclusive. Is that anybody can do this if they want, and we want to give you the tools to succeed and grow, versus if you don't, you're not worth our time if you don't meet X criteria.
Yeah, you need 10,000 views. You need this. You need this.
You need $100,000. You need 100K or 10K views, and you need this many subscribers. You need this many this.
It's just it just feels like they're going in the completely wrong direction, and
they're focusing on the wrong things. And it could change. It absolutely could change. And I hope it does. And I think that once they start making changes that affect the people who really help them drive their revenue sources, then I think they'll have to take a good hard look. And I'm not trying to start an insurrection against them. I don't want that. I hope that they can kind of figure it out on their own. But if you look at bigger names if they started speaking out about this. I'm not going to say PewDiePie because apparently he's like toxic to them, and I haven't heard anything them say or do anything about PewDiePie recently. But if you look at like a Markiplier or a Jacksepticeye or any one of those guys speaking out and saying something about that, and I think that will be a big thing. Now I think they won't because obviously they are beholden to the system, though Mark has come out and been critical about these things in the past, but at the same time they're reaping the benefits of the system, and you're not going to talk out. It's and that's not again knock against them because they have their livelihood too. Though I think if Mark is big enough on his own name that if he went to whatever platform he ever wanted to go to, he could. But until it starts affecting those people in their pockets, they're not going to say anything. And I think YouTube is catering towards those kind of people, so you won't see that happening anytime soon. Because that's kind of the hand washing that's going on. And I think it's why Ubisoft and EA and those people haven't done that, because, like you said, Will, they'll probably just exclude them from the algorithm. Oh, EA posted a game about World War II Call of Duty guns. Well, we're obviously going to let the advertisers are going to want to monetize that because, well, there it is. Because you want to do that. Now,
that's from it. It's just like once that changes and they stop doing that, then they're shooting themselves in the foot and the
and you could almost say like they are. Hey, why are we doing that? Well, because EA is one of our advertisers. Now, I just want to see as a haha. I'm kind of doing a quick kind of comparison right now. If I click on going into like a YouTube video right now, I just want to see what the advert that it plays in front. I guess this one. Oh, look, a Warhammer video. It has guns and painted miniatures, and apparently it can't be monetized. Let's click this one. This one's definitely a monetized video. Okay, so for this one, I get a Pizza Hut advert. If I go into our channel and see what Twitch has as an advertisement, because I haven't logged into a Twitch channel yet today.
Netflix mainly.
Advertisement. Oh, I don't get ads on my own channel. Funny thing.
Because that's the other thing about Twitch and Amazon. Amazon uses Twitch to advertise Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Like, okay, so I guess it's also about targeting and knowing your audience. So Pizza Hut for YouTube, right? I click on just a random channel. By the way, RPG Limit Break, who's doing a Mario RPG marathon this weekend. So if you like Mario RPG games, you should check them out. Their advertisement is for Rainbow Six.
Games on a gaming channel?
Advertising for games on a gaming channel.
Who would have thought it?
I mean, I've seen Bud White ads on Twitch. So once again, when has anybody ever seen a beer ad on YouTube? That wasn't you watching a Super Bowl ad. Like it was straight up an ad before the video. Come on, I know most of you drink beer in the channel.
Yeah, even the whiskey ones with the Kudos in.
Simmer. I know you drink. I know you enjoy a beer from time to time.
But yeah, no.
Whiskey and alcohol. How about an alcohol commercial?
I could also compare this to WWE. Because WWE, the Attitude Era, from 98 to even 97 up to about 2005, 2008 sort of time. Yeah. Look at the stuff they did. And all of a sudden they went PG because they wanted to placate the advertisers. They wanted advertisers to come in. So that's when you saw the kids stuff coming back on the adverts, like the Mattel stuff, Rocket League, this. And so they've sort of beholden to it for a few years. Not quite as much now because of the network where, okay, we don't need the advertisers' money. We can get the money for the subscribe. I mean, yeah, you still get some people sponsoring the pay-per-view events, but it doesn't feel as huge now, apart from like the KFC stuff. And the KFC slam was like, it just felt cheesy and bad and all. But it feels the same thing with YouTube as well.
The KFC slam was about as bad as eating KFC. You felt queasy, sad, and kind of depressed with yourself.
But we still eat it. We still eat KFC. That's we like. but it just has that feeling of that's what they're doing now. And unless they have some sort of trick up their sleeve or something like a subscription based, more like, was it YouTube Red? I haven't heard much about what's going to happen there. You know, to get money from that, people subscribing to via that, but yeah.
So I think the ultimately it comes down to this, is that I'm gonna use my one last thing to compare. It is the NFL, where the product is greater than the advertisers, so the advertisers are going to them for the advertising, versus the other way around, where you are beholden to your advertisers because of your product. I think that's the key there. Because if the NFL, you look at the Super Bowl, how many millions of dollars are spent on commercials for that one day? Because they know, everybody knows you're going to be watching the Super Bowl, even if you don't like American football. People are going to watch it.
The biggest global events every single year.
So advertisers know, and they spend millions of dollars for 30, 10, 15-second spots. Or you look at YouTube, and those advertisers might be dictating terms to them. Now, I think, once again, and we'll end it on this, I think it's coming from a good place. We know where they're trying to eliminate a lot of the hate on YouTube, and I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, these people are not going to go away, and unless things change in their own circumstances to have that change. So you almost have to accept in some cases that it can't be, and they're going to be there. So in a sense that instead of having a computer trying to fix your problems by setting up an algorithm and setting up vague guidelines that could affect other people who are using the system correctly, police it yourselves. You got enough money.
Yeah, and people to do it.
And also YouTube as a whole will let you know. I mean, they are a community. If somebody's being a dick, they're gonna let you know. You just have to get off your ass and deal with the dick.
Yeah, putting everyone in that same bit is just not gonna.
Don't let one person doing something dumb ruin it for the rest of us. And maybe that's why Twitch hasn't had to go through this yet. But also I think Twitch is policed a little bit better than YouTube is. I think if something, and that also maybe because Twitch is predicated and built around communities, where if something goes wrong, the community as a whole will react to it relatively quickly and things will change. And they're very good at making stuff happen. Like if I started, if something if something R-rated or X-rated happened on our channel right now, I have in full faith that Twitch would come down with the wrath of God very, very quickly.
Yeah, and give at least a 30-day ban for us.
At least. And it would be just deserved. And the thing is too, and I think the fact that we know that will happen. That will happen.
Yeah, which means that's why you have to keep an eye on things. You have to have that responsibility. You have to maintain some sort of professionalism to know that, if this stuff is going to go on, you're going to get punished for it, and rightfully so.
Yeah, if you have hate speech and stuff on your YouTube channel, they're going to call you on your bullshit. And I think that's kind of refreshing. Anyways, that's our bi-monthly YouTube rant. Monthly YouTube. When was Lucky on last? I think she was on last month, right? She was on in July.
Yeah.
Okay, so monthly. It's our monthly YouTube rant.
So we'll see in
Any of
September.
you have any thoughts on this? Anything we want
Yeah.
to wrap it up? Did we cover it well enough for you?
Yeah, let's see what chat says there for it.
This seemed to be kind of very much an opinion piece and a little bit more of a serious episode versus the usual Pornhub jokes. Kim, thank
Kim
you for that.
Again, Kim.
Kim, you need to tell me the truth here. Thank you, Simmer. I tried to formulate a fair opinion. I know I'm biased. I will be the first person though to tell you that I am biased towards certain things because I am human, and that's kind of the part of being human is being biased. Now, Kim, you have to tell me though. You've been watching ads for those, right? You didn't spend money on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell us you've been spending more money on us.
Hang on, let me do this. I gotta fix that. Is it a browser thing? Because we saw the tip thing come down, but
Yes.
there's no tip thing on the thing that I create. Is there?
I didn't see it. Didn't see it.
The new overlay may not have things for tips, and I might have to use the other thing to get things for tips.
Yes.
There's a flaw
Yes.
in my plan. Widgets. Twitch. Followers, let's see, follower count, follower goal, latest subscriber, latest follower, follower train, followers, subscriber count, subscriber goal, subscriber train. Do you have a Twitter thing? Oh, apparently we can also show a live Twitter feed and encourage our viewers to join the conversation. Cool. Very awesome. Why wouldn't you just have them in Twitch chat?
Exactly. But yeah, so yeah, everybody seems to think we've covered it, mate. So if that's the case, we shall go on to what we've been playing, yeah?
Go right on ahead.
Okay, I shall do that. Yeah, so this week has been sort of a mixed bag, and one of the big heavy hitters I played was the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Really, 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 really stunning game. It's about 7 hours long, so it is I'm not even going to say fairly short, because that's up there with the other Uncharted games. Because as you would have seen during my run of Extra Life last year, it was last year I did the Uncharted challenge. Because if it was it Extra Life we did it? I believe it was. It was either Extra Life or Game Blast last year for it. But yeah, so we have that. You know, it's up there with them in terms of length. Maybe slightly short by maybe about a couple of hours. But yeah, story is brilliant. One of the biggest worries I had for this was, would it feel like an Uncharted game? With Chloe Nadine in there? Yes, it does. Big time. But, and here's the but, I have a problem with a glitch in there. And it's to do with the AI. It's to do with the AI in your party, and it's to do with the AI enemies. Because there was more than one occasion I was in a sort of stealthy situation, and you have suddenly party just start running around the area. Enemy sees this, but it doesn't react in any way, shape, or think, hang on, if they've seen him, oh shit, we're my covers. No, they're completely invisible. Even at the point where you have one of the party members run into an enemy, and the enemy doesn't care. The enemy just carries on. It's like that took it out for me. That took me out from that situation. Apart from that, get that game. It's cheap. It's not a $60 game. They include the multiplayer from Uncharted for it. So if you want to play the don't have Uncharted, you can get this, and it works as well.
Hey! I did the thing. Got it to work.
Yay!
There you go, Kim. Just for you.
So please, so I can't recommend it enough. I really can't recommend it enough. but just don't expect the AI to be completely fun. Other games, or Kingdom Hearts, I've got to the Aladdin world on Kingdom Hearts 1. The leveling up and grinding that I did off stream worked a treat because I kicked bosses' asses on the stream last week because I did extra on a Monday as like an extra servant, and I'm starting to like the game. We get past that first hour and a bit, which is a bit, yeah. But yeah, it gets
Should have
going.
warned you about that. It is a Square Enix game.
Westy sort of gave me a heads up on that because I know Chris Light was streaming it, and so Wasted was like, "Oh, just be mindful of this. You enjoyed the second one, so okay, but to get to the second one, to get to the gloriousness that is apparently the second one, you have to go through the start one. Just be careful of that, all right? James says, just be careful of that. So the other usual stuff on there, Far Cry is moving along nicely. Doom was what I played on Tuesday for the Tuesday afternoon stuff, and it's a bit quiet, but because I couldn't get into any multiplayer matches I wanted, unless I was in like team deathmatch, which seems to be the more popular bit at the moment. I know Dave never wasn't there. I did actually go back to No Man's Sky, which the look on your face is like, wait, what?
I did too. So yeah, I got it. I played about 10 minutes of it and went, eh.
Did you? So you played about 10 minutes. So are you considering restarting?
Maybe.
Because under recommendation from including Holly Bennett, I decided to restart it. Took me about an hour to find everything I needed to get off and get the ship repaired.
I had it in 15 minutes. My spawn must have been better though.
Yeah, because I was like on this really, really cold ice planet, so I had to. It wasn't really sparse or anything. Just didn't want to just shell out what I needed straight away. Apparently there is a storyline here, and you're supposed to have an anomaly appear, and you go to it, and it's a story. I haven't heard that yet in about 5 hours. There is some side quests now you can do, and they have changed that around, so you do see your main mission and side stuff. There's more aliens in there now, so it does feel different. It feels better. It hasn't kicked into gear yet from those 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, it looks like it could definitely be a lot better.
You can get bounty hunters. So I have got a couple of bounty hunters which gave me about 100,000 credits each.
Yeah, there's those. There's also the fact that there's reputation meters now. You can see where your reputations are with the various alien factions and stuff. It looks like they've done a cool thing. I just have other games I've been playing.
Exactly, and that's the point. Is like, when was that point to go back? And I believe it is now, because I'm going to do some more streaming on this guy, because relaxing. Yeah, it might seem boring, but that's the grind, though, isn't it? It's the sort of exploration of trying to find the stuff you need. I mean, it did take me a while to get a drop pod, but it seems that there is a way of doing that easier now. They've added like a caster so you can actually loot stuff, and it finally starting to feel like you're not He-Man, so be careful. Right?
The Lord giveth and the Lord can taketh away. Remember, Lord, we are all here at the church. You'll pray at the Church of Lord and come to hear the gospel of Tigwippies. But remember, she's our patron saint. She's the patron saint of the gospel of Tigwippies, Simmer. You may be the chosen one right now, but that title can change in a heartbeat.
So Pope of Tigwippies is speaking. So yes, No Man's Sky. It has been. Yeah, I'd give it a second look. Lego Dimensions. I'm playing that because I'm going after the platinum of Lego Dimensions. There is a weird sort of trophy glitch that Rob and myself came across. There's a Portal 2 level in Lego Dimensions if you haven't played it. Now, one of the trophies you get is you have to complete the level in 25 minutes. Very doable. Very, very doable. I've just seen Steam just then. But yeah, so we've did it twice. One with about 30 seconds to go to spare, the other about a minute to go. Rob got the trophy the first time. I didn't. Both times. So we're like, well, this is no good. How am I supposed to get the platinum this way? Talking to Gio, though, it looks like I was like the guest and Rob was the main one, so we may have to just swap over and do that. So I can potentially get the trophy. But it's a ball ache either way. A real ball ache. Just other things of note to domestic. Rocket League, right? Yeah, Rocket League. I'm going to do a slight change to the rules of the community. If you want to join us on Rocket League, you can. But if you're new to it, if you are new to the channel, you must be following us. Be in the chat for a good couple of weeks, talking to us, getting to know you, and must be over 18. Because, one, as you can see, if we're doing this and what we discussed earlier stuff, if we're looking at this to run it to a point where we can make revenue for this, so we add to us, we need to be responsible. And if anybody under 18 is mucking about, and some of the stuff we chatted on can be quite filthy and immature, we can't have that. We can't have people under 18 because it's not, doesn't look good for against it. And yeah, also the people in chat talking to us, getting to know us, because we can also have people who come in and they just want to just rip through us. They want that ego stroking or something because they get really, really ultra competitive. And that's not what this is about. It's about us lot coming together, having a good time for a couple of hours, and just enjoying ourselves. Which last Thursday, just didn't feel it. It just felt, people came in, they were aggressive, they were just, we'll do this, and of something that we couldn't do, like a 7-on-1, not possible. But they wasn't going to take that for an answer. So it felt very trollish. So to try and cut that out, that's the ruling. And anything else? I played more Evil Within, went back to that after about 4 years. And finally did the boss in chapter 3. It's like, hey. Even though Steve for me just went after it without getting like the shotgun and the crossbow, and he went after a pistol. And it's like, I've done something really stupid here.
I may have fucked up.
I wasn't surprised when he came out with. I wasn't surprised in the slightest. One soup song of surprise. Played some Project Cars earlier tonight with Simmer, which those cars are twitchy as fuck. They need to sort that slightly, just get a little tiny adjustment to. And then finally, I've started playing 2064 Read-Only Memory, which is a cyberpunk adventure game, which is a point and click. However, different to other point and click adventure games, it does feel a bit basic. It feels a lot more linear. The puzzles aren't that taxing, so it seems like they've wanted to build a game where everyone can play and jump in, because the characters seem pretty cool. Yeah, apart from the bot that breaks into your house, right, when you're trying to sleep, just for your help, and it just comes across as like Japanese annoyance. We're just like, look, bot, just shut the fuck up so we can get on with this. But I'm going to carry on with it. It seems like it's decent. Yeah. Simmer says it's called tuning your cars. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have to, damn it. I should be able to just jump on a track and drive. But that's pretty much all I've been playing. I do want to give a quick shout out and that plug for tomorrow night because shameless plugs. Tig Whippy will be starting a Dying Light stream of myself and Geo and joining in as we're going for the platinum Dying Light. So we'll have to restart it again because of those pesky glitches. But we'll also be hopefully playing through DLC. So look forward to that coming up. So that's me done, mate. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a little bit. I actually have been playing a lot of games. Let me see if I actually did this right. If I can actually do this. I don't have it. Well, we're adding a game capture. Add existing game capture. Bang. That's the thing. Gonna put it all the way at the bottom. Because we're gonna talk about what I've been playing. And I've really been enjoying this little game.
Oh, is this a game I just saw appear on Steam?
Yes. If I can get it to actually show correctly.
So let's see. Let's do it.
If not, I can always just do this. Bang. And game capture and cat quest. Oh, that's why it's not capturing. I know why. Because it's minimized. Bang. There it is. So yeah, this is one of the games I've been playing. It's Cat Quest, which is kind of a it's an open world kind of 2D kind of game. Let me see if I can actually do it without full screen windowed. Can I actually move my mouse out here now? What I really like about the game, and I think the biggest reason why I've sucked so much time into it, you can play it for 5 minutes and then go away, and it just saves your progress. And it's really just kind of you run around, and you have a basic roll mechanic, as you're seeing here. You have a slash. You have a heal and little magic you can do. And it's a role-playing game. You can clear little dungeons out. You have equipment and stuff, and you can build a character like a ranger, which gives you more health. You have armor for night stuff. You can be an arcane person and use magic. There's there's some depth. You have skills. You have fire, flame purr, healing paw, and lightning ya, which is kind of nice. And everything is kind of ninja blade, chainmail blade. It's all kind of there. There's just cat puns galore. It is, and the fact that you can just kind of play this game, and it's just super fun. You can just put it down after 5 minutes, and it just saves your progress.
It's like Meow Blow free.
Yeah. Well, look at this. I'm in the furriest cave. It's the Queen's Resort. Right here is Bermuda's Triangle, Alpha's Ruins, Lakeside Hole, the Push Plains. Down here, we're going to go down here to the south. There is the Catpital Lake. Kit's Cats. Cave Grotto, which is pretty simple. There's the Green Fields. And there's Mewtown. Everybody, Kim, or KZ Law, is going to be heading off to work.
I rebranded. I'm Kimsey again.
Kimsey. Okay, she's Kimsey now. That's rebranding. We're going to be also pimping.
That was rebranding.
Rebrand her rebranding.
She runs the Instagram,
Brandception.
so look at it. It's
Yep.
pretty.
We are going to show her Patreon, and she actually has a Twitter now. So we're going to show her Twitter, her Twitch, and her Patreon at the end of the show tonight, because I have all those things and I can show them off.
Don't ask about the Facebook.
Also, to heal yourself, you go and take cat naps at towns, which also saves your game.
Kitties!
I know. And so you play this, it's very Dark Souls feeling without feeling Dark Souls. And if what I'll do here is I've muted it, but we'll do this. We'll pull up the sounds. You can probably hear the sounds now. Bring up the music. Oh, just that music, man. Will can't hear it.
I can't hear it. Can't hear it.
It's so nice. Yeah, so I'm playing a little bit of this so you guys can actually kind of just see what it's like. But this has been like a couple of hours for me, just because it doesn't pretend to be anything else that it's not. Your sister gets catnapped. They actually specifically call it catnapped. Yeah, if and when it's. I can hear them. You can hear the music if and when it's uploaded.
Oh, is that on iTunes? That does it?
Yeah,
When that
exactly.
happens.
If and when. Or directly after, when you can look at the VOD on Twitch.
See,
But-
you just upload the podcast in that process. It's like you can bring it in like monthly installments.
Yeah, it is ridiculously cute of a game. And the thing is, it doesn't pretend to be anything that it's not. It's open world. You can do side quests to gain XP. And kind of like the bad person stole your sister, and he's like, so basically, if you prove yourself, I'll give you your sister back because you just have to defeat my dragons. And you're the dragon marked because if I hang on, let me do this. If I unequip my helmet, that's you see that little thing on the back of his head. That makes you the dragon marked to kill dragons. And you are the silent protagonist, and also uber cute. It's so much.
Is that all?
Other things to kind of just show you, just like I like little touches about the game. If I got enough. If you look, see the treasure chests have cat ears. And also, I think this is the coolest part of the game, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to buy something. I'm going to roll some gear. The yes and no. Cat pictures.
It doesn't have catnip.
It does not have catnip. It has cat naps.
Catnip's possibly DLC.
But what I like most about it is that when you get a piece of gear and you roll something, it will give, if it's something you already have in your inventory, it just levels that item up by a certain amount, which just improves the stat of that item. Versus like, having you constantly getting new gear and stuff, so it keeps things relatively simple. This feels like an extremely polished mobile game that's come. And once again, we can just play it for like, a couple minutes. And that's it. But yeah, Cat Quest. I have played way too much of this game. Also, the only way you can quit out of the game is if you actually like go into the game. But no, ton of fun. Like I've played a lot of it, and it's mainly because like in between, like just like if I'm waiting to, you can't get yourself into a deeper game, but you play 5-10 minutes of it and you're done. Boom, you move on with your life. And that's a great game to kind of fill that need. Other things I've been going through, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Oh.
I have gotten back into that game. I'm not streaming it. I'm just going to beat it. I am Prague is in lockdown for all of those who've been playing it. Reese, I know you have been. Geo. So Prague is in lockdown. You probably know where I am right now.
Yes.
So I don't know how far I am in the game, but I'm guessing
you are very far into it.
Okay, so I'm getting the feel like I'm getting close to the end.
Yes. Simmer, get Deus Ex: Mankind Divided if you can. You might be frustrated at some of the blown firefights between it because they've still kept that. It was nasty hard, but it's well worth the playthrough.
Also, if you've played the first, I would say out of the two, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, I think Human Revolution is a better game. But Mankind Divided is definitely good. Also, it's a Deus Ex story game, so it's just, sneaking is always going to be superior to anything else you do. But I've grown to the point where I built my character in a sense where he can hack anything, and he'll sneak. But when shit gets in, sneak, and then just try and take out as many guys until he gets caught. And once he gets caught, hopefully I've killed enough guys in stealth that the firefight isn't horrible. Also, cover is janky as hell. That's the big thing with that game. Is the cover system is just jank.
Yes. How often do you get frustrated? You go, I wonder. And it just doesn't do it times.
I just don't use the cover system. Okay, I could sit in the corner here, or I can just not go into cover and crouch here, and just do the old school FPS, or play it like Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex. Pop out, shoot, pop back behind, pop out, shoot, pop out back behind.
Yeah, that works.
Also melee everything. Just when you can walk up to two people and press Q and knock them both out, it helps.
Yes, stealth takedowns is really, really good. But then again, it also gives you that choice of, do you just knock them out or kill them? What do you do?
I will not kill anybody unless I get compromised. And then at that point, I will murder everybody and then go back to the people that I have knocked out and shoot them in the head. Because no witnesses.
Exactly. No one could say it. There's no witnesses.
Exactly. That's the way I look at it. It's just like, I should always be getting ghost. Why should you always be getting ghost? Because nobody saw me come there. Everybody in the base saw you, but nobody got out alive. So, who can tell? Also, because I hack everything. Because I have my hacking maxed out. Yeah. Pro tip, max your hacking as fast as possible.
Yes. Because that help you out huge time. So challenge the first Deus Ex 0 kill. Unless the mission says so.
No. I find myself playing a character every single time I kind of get into any one of these games, whether it's a Deus Ex or Metal Gear or Mass Effect. Max your hacks. Max your hacks. But I tend to, especially with for me, with the progression of the first Deus Ex, and it seems that I follow this trend with most of the games, that it makes sense that as the story progressed, it kind of made sense for you murdering more and more people, because as you got further and further in the story, at least in the first, and I'm saying the Deus Ex Human Revolution, not Deus Ex, but Deus Ex Human Resolution. It was the further you got in the game, the less the people you were dealing with deserved to live.
Because they become nasty pieces of work.
Because they become assholes. They become weird. I mean, you're fighting against a PMC at the end. I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going to murder any of the PMC guys working on the oil rig who are just trying to destroy all of humanity. No, why would I want to do that?
So, oh dear, they seem to have fallen down. And they're not breathing.
Yeah.
What's happened here?
We're in Mankind Divided, just everyone's a dick to start with. Nobody's in a good spot. Okay, don't kill the cops while everything's on lockdown. But these cops are arresting in the first scene when you walk out and say, oh, it's on lockdown. You see cops murder a person in cold-blooded innocence. And well, they shouldn't have been out during the curfew. That's how it's he's not augmented. Well, who gives a shit? It's okay. So you could have been well, you don't want to kill the cops because you work for Interpol and stuff. But it's okay, so the cops out in the street are already dicks. So why? No, actually, mine's sneaky shotgun. We've established this.
You don't want to be maxi hacks.
No, Max. By the way, Maxi Hacks sounds like it should be said with like a hard Boston accent. You know, like Maxi Hacks. Hit it hard in the park and have it yard. By the way, I am finding the see. Once again, this is also brought to us by the great KZ Kimsey, not KZ Lost. Once again, rebrand. Tigwhippies has had a little bit of a rebrand lately. It seems like 'tis the bees this season. Looks like. Yeah, here it is. If I zoom this back up, I'm gonna move it all the way to the top. Yeah, it's close enough to the top. Yeah, so it's once again there's the from the top of the basement, hashtag free Hergelman from back from those days. You can clearly see. You can clearly see it says Sneaky Shotgun and Sean Daly. It's established canon. There is Tigwhippy's canon for this. Sneaky Shotgun. I'm also like, I know my cursor isn't captured here, guys, but I am circling the names as I'm saying it. Sneaky Shotgun and Sean Daly. There is legitimate names for this that has also spawned fan art. Once again, I have no problems spamming this picture as often as I do. So, remember, it is Sneaky Shotgun and Sean Daly. And obviously, there's fan art for it right here. As you can well see.
Coming soon to a Pornhub near you.
Coming soon to a Pornhub near. We're just waiting for somebody to write it. By the way, if you know any writers. Oh, you want the lard pants? You mean if I let me just see right here. If I take this, Simmer, I'm gonna let you know something. It never disappeared. I kept it there the whole time. It never goes away. It's just sitting waiting in case something happens to Lard's camera. It's right there. That's the lard pants. It's always there. It's always waiting.
Not dead, just dormant. Just wait for the EGX. This is waiting for the EGX weekend.
Yeah, just like how I have the Hergelman image. It's always there. I'm once again going back to how we started the show. This has become such a well-oiled machine that everybody, if people here don't have cameras, I can immediately solve that issue, except for me. But I will always have a camera because I'm hosting the stream. Which means I will be here if the show is live. If the show is not live, I am not here and we're not having a show. Usually. There probably will be a rare instance where the show will go on when I'm not here. But it hasn't happened yet.
You are Mr. Technical with this. We're just like, button.
How do you get yourselves to? How do you make it so that you're a core member of a streaming community / team? Make it so that you're absolutely indispensable to them. How does James have the show hooked together? Well, he showed me it once, and
he said a load of big words and did things like. And I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Can I just go to? Yeah, you go to sleep, lad. Go.
Shh. It's fine. Go to sleep. Yeah, but next week, that's pretty much what I've been playing. I have another game. I think I'm going to stream it soon. It's Bastion, for those of you who know. The classic. But I'm not going to plan on playing it until I'm done with Deus Ex, because I'm actually planning on beating a game.
Hey.
Because I did it with XCOM. Doesn't mean if I do it with Deus Ex, get that off my wall of shame, and then from there go right into Bastion and actually stream that when I'm feeling like I don't want to do an XCOM.
Well, you are
Mark Watney. Mark, by the way, Mark, I did this, and I was kind of saving it, but just in case it doesn't ever come up in the XCOM stream. Mark Watney is part of the XCOM streams. He can only show up as a VIP, which means a scientist. So I can only, or an engineer, which means I can only hope that there is a mission in XCOM where we have to save Mark Watney from the aliens.
You never know. That might be in the DLC.
No, this is he is a character in the game. I have yet to make a propaganda poster of him. We will work on that. There's just really only one propaganda poster, though, the one that matters.
So for all four of us.
Yeah, no, it's only one of us, and you know which one that is.
Yep. Yes, I do. So, is that all you've been playing, mate, or you've been playing others?
Also, the one last one is Hearts of Iron 4. I've been playing the Kaiserreich mod, which is a alternate history mod where I've been playing two alternate histories. The Kaiserreich one, which is if Germany won World War One, so it has kind of, like apparently Britain is communist. King George has gone to Canada and is ruling Britain from there. United States has kind of a civil war, a second civil war. Russia is just Russia because motherland. And it just kind of goes from there. So it's an interesting alternate history mod. I think a lot more happens. And it makes things interesting. The other alternate history mod I've been playing is the modern day history mod.
Okay.
Where you can start from 2014 and go from there. Funnily enough, and I don't know if this says something about me as a person, but I may or may not have played America. I may or may not have let the Republicans win the election and have a certain media personality become president. And then I may or may not have gone down the tech tree to make America fascist. And then to go and attack everybody and take over the entire Americas. Because, God damn it, I didn't need to build the wall if I just took it over.
Hey, you can't be immigrants if you're part of the same country.
No,
Maybe
exactly.
you can.
We're all Americans.
Exactly.
It's just all of it's America, that means all of us are Americans. I think the other great one, and I saw somebody do a quote about this, and I think it was about somebody's modern day Hearts of Iron 4 stream, was 2014. I can't believe Trump will ever become president. 2025. Wow. President Guy Fieri just took over Cuba, annexed Cuba, and renamed it Flavortown.
It's almost like the premonition. I think the people who made Homefront are actually kind of glad that Hillary didn't win. Because they'll be like, oh, well, wait, this is getting too real.
Flavortown. Simmer, I'm assuming you've watched some Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Or is that an American-only thing that you do not have the pleasure of in see, Kim knows.
It's kind of went straight over.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to get a clip.
Okay.
Do you know of Guy Fieri?
Name sounds familiar.
He's on Food Network. Once again, this may be an American-only thing here. I forget sometimes that, once again, I'm the weirdest American there is because I actually pay attention to the I'm actually probably more well-versed in the BPL than Will is.
Yep. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
To the point where people at work also watch it, and they're like, oh yeah, so Manchester United looks really good this year with Lukaku, and I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, when you spend this much and this much, but I'm really interested in Tottenham and maybe the lower. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, Liverpool's playing today in the Champions League against the German side. Yeah, they're playing at Hoffenheim. Against Hoffenheim. What? Yeah, they were like they're runners up. It was their first time in the Champions League draw. So they probably lost out, which means they bumped down to the Europa League. And they all just looked at me like, who? I'm like, don't you know how to soccer, bro?
And they come up with you. The problem with Arsenal is they just want kidding.
Fucking the Gunners, man. The freaking Gunners. See, there's a reason why I like Spurs. As before I go into talking about Guy Fieri, we'll tangent to why I prefer to watch Spurs versus the other kind of top 5 teams there would be. Top 5 teams, probably realistically, United, City, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Chelsea as well.
Chelsea, yeah, sorry, top 6. Those are arguably the best, the best 6 teams in the BPL. I said arguably. I let in softly there.
Yeah.
For most of my life, as a sports fan, I was kind of dictated which teams I was allowed to like. I was told I was a Yankee fan growing up, so I've always liked the New York Yankees. And the reputation of that team, which is obviously big money, big talent, go out and spend money on the big talent. As a football fan, the first football game I ever watched that ever mattered is I watched Drew Bledsoe get knocked out of the game, and the announcer said, here comes unproven second-year player Tom Brady. So I watched Brady's first game and followed that all the way through. I know about Preston North End. Lamb with a cross as the logo. Timmer?
See this goes over my head. It should be the weird all the way around.
You see? Yeah, come on. I know about Preston North End. What are they? Are they in League 2 or 1 right now? I forget which one. Are they in League 2 or League? I don't think they're in the Championship. But I think they're League 2 or League 1. But when it came to being when I was finally able to watch my that is very well talented there, man. League 1. Okay. When I came to choose my own soccer team, I was able to kind of go about it, and I think what led me to Spurs the most was this. The majority of it, homegrown talent, young, homegrown talent, came up through system versus going out and spending on big players. Because obviously, the 2 other teams that I follow are, big talent, big, larger-than-life players, and the fact that Spurs they have stars, but they were superstars that came up through their own system, much as my heyday in the Yankees were Derek Jeter, Andy Pettitte, Jorge Posada, and Mariano Rivera's, who came up through the minor league system and made them a great team. We're talking about why I like Spurs as a Tottenham Hotspur as an English football team versus video games, because I tangent. And this was also a tangent off of the fact that Guy Fieri has a show called Diner, Drive-Ins, and Dives, where he mentions Flavortown. And nobody else, because I people who are mainly English watch this show, do not understand what that means.
That's fair. Completely clueless. Utterly clueless. Well, I am anyway, but then again, I'm not down with the kids.
Yeah, see, you're a little. If you go about 3 shows back, there's an entire Pornhub rant you can absolutely follow. I'll even give you the link to the episode. It's with Lucky. There's a great conversation about live streaming in Pornhub. I really can't redo it justice about it here, but it'd be really good. If you want to watch that one, it's probably the best place if you want to hear me talk about that.
Episode 26 as well, episode 50.
Yeah, we talk about porn a lot, just not in this episode today. Usually, mainly when females are on. Really?
And we get away with it. It's like, and they
instigate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that came out really
Well,
wrong.
yeah, no, hang on. Let's
Let's
move
listen.
along quickly. Move along quickly.
Move along quickly before James puts his foot into preservable mouth, as he tends to. Everybody, if you're playing at home, that is an hour and 56 minutes into the show before James puts his foot in his mouth. I believe that is a new Tig Whippy's record. I don't quite know about that, but I think you're going to have a little bit of time to think about it. So you're going to think about that for a few seconds.
Yes. Just
Just think. Think about what you said there. And if you're back, we'll be happy to talk to you again. Just maybe not specifically about that thing. By the way, I'm also trying to find Flavortown clips, because that is something that I need to introduce you all to exponentially. Like, I'm surprised you haven't heard of or seen of Guy Fieri, because he is the most American thing that has ever in America. Flavortown.
so while you're doing that, shall we do the shout outs?
Yes.
Yes. So the obviously the big first shout out, of course, is to Kim, who is our patron saint of Tig Whippy. Thank you so much. Thank you. We cannot thank you enough for what you do. And also for the Extra Life stuff. So far, you have been awesome with this. I also want to give a shout out to the returning them video games, Lucy and Daniela, who was back on Twitch in their own channel yesterday. Welcome back, ladies. Welcome back. And so, again, go give them a look. Go give their channel a look. Give them a follow. They're awesome, fun people. Hopefully, trying to get Lucy back on again in the next, hopefully, couple of weeks. Maybe next week if I talk to her enough and go, oh, do you want to come next week? See whether that will how it'll work. So with her, and also I want to give a big congratulatory shout out to Tom Marrott, who is part of the Tig Whippy family. He not only passed 400 followers today, he passed 450 followers on stream today. That is awesome source of the huge degree. So I want to give him a big shout out for that as well. The channel for them video games is lit, or them video games even this chat while we let James mention people.
First, would like to thank Guy Fieri for being just the coolest guy ever.
I see this.
Yeah, I just. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. Just, I can't even find one. I'll just get him a picture of him for all you guys to see. Just because I thought about it, and then I realized something here, guys. Very important. Copyright claims. just copyright claims. So I think I can show you a picture of Guy Fieri. But yeah, the best thing to show, he has a show where he goes to like various restaurants and like they show them how to make the food, and then like he eats the food and just says just how awesome the food is, and it's just Flavortown. It's kind of like what he says. It's like his catchphrase. That's not it. The Chrome capture. Yeah, so that's Guy Fieri. Right there. And his show is called Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
He looks familiar. I
You
probably have seen something. I mean, even Sims is like, oh yes, he looks familiar. He does look familiar. So I may have heard about it. It may have been in the back of here. It's just like, just sits there like,
For
you know, you
those of
don't.
you who can see now, there's the Welcome to Flavortown shirt. Boom. So that is Simmer finally knows here. Gordon Ramsay's better. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay is better, but he's not as welcome to Flavortown as Fieri could be. Oh yeah, look, there's our Twitch dashboard, guys. There you all are. So say hi to you guys. Hi everybody.
Twitchception right there.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I see on a daily basis. That's what I see. That's what I'm staring at the entire time. Twitchception.
But yeah,
Alright.
so I think that's it.
Yeah,
think-
I'm just gonna post a few things in the dibbly do here. Obviously, you saw my girlfriend. She has a thing, and mainly I want to bring this to the community as a whole. Obviously, we have our patron saint, and we don't ask you to be a patron saint of anybody else, but she has launched one. I want constructive criticism on what people think of it, of the layout, of what you think of it. Also, she has a Twitch and a Twitter. So I am going to use my powers as her boyfriend and being a co-part of a wonderful gaming community to say that is her patron. Just look at it. Any kind of constructive criticism can come to me so that I might censor it and give it to her. Because as with anything, she is just going to be uber neurotic about anything. So we want it to be kind of filtered through. Or tell Will. Will is also a very good person to kind of go through. That is her Twitch. I don't know if she'll ever stream on it, but she has one. And odds are if she's streaming on that, then obviously there's that. And then guess what? There's your Twitter.
Ow.
Bang. Followed anyways. Yep. Thank you. She has 2 tweets. And by the way, most of the stuff that you see there is actually like the arts and stuff that she does on her cell phone. She doesn't use Photoshop or anything like that. She just creates it all on her phone.
And some of the stuff you've seen on Twitter from pictures of me, she has done.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very, very cool. They're very, very cool indeed.
She does it so that we don't have to.
Exactly, because especially me, I don't have the talent, and she has the know-how and the talent. So
Yeah, and basically anything Tig Whippy's Instagram. Really. She is our Instagram. Will is mostly our Twitter. I'll be on it from time to time. I'm mainly the Twitch when we're not doing the show. Facebook. Do any of you guys really even like follow us on Facebook? Because I understand if you don't, because I don't know. But YouTube, once again, we discussed YouTube. We know our opinions on that. But mainly for us, it's been Discord lately.
yeah, Discord and Twitter and Twitch. They're our main focuses.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to follow us on Twitter, fantastic. I mean, you get to see when I'm around to pimp people out, including myself.
Yeah, that's Twitter, aka Shameless Plug Simulator. That's pretty. If you want to know when people we care about go live, that's the place to be. Or once again, you can find it on our Discord too. Though Discord, I mean, we're on it right now. If you jump in, you'll see that we're in a little streaming room that is blocked to everybody but us. But if you're a nice person in the future, we will definitely invite you to come in here and talk with us. We did that on episode 50. We had 10 people in the Discord chat and Discord audio that day.
I think it was about 8. Well, realistically, about 8 or 9.
By the way, I do have to say 8 people on the show. Nobody talked over each other, which I was really freaking surprised about. It went
nice.
It went really well. It could have been a clusterfuck.
Yeah, which is
It was for a little bit when we find out about the 50 Shades of Grey board game. That derailed just everything. but yeah, no, it was good. Episode 50, probably one of the best pieces of work that we put out.
Oh yeah, by far one of the best.
One of the best, yeah. Not tooting our own horn, but I tend to toot our own horn, enough as it is. Yeah, episode 50. You watch it; it's hilarious. It's on the Dibbly-Doo, along with like the first season of Tick Whip Pieces is uploaded to YouTube, or not YouTube, to Twitch. I should actually make them all go live. I don't think they're live. Well, mate, I should probably do that at some point, so people can watch the first season.
And coming soon, the rest of the audio versions of the podcast from
I see what you're
5,
doing.
6, 7, 8, and then 9.
I can see what you're doing there. I can see what you're doing.
Which you can listen to on iTunes. You can listen to Stitcher. You can listen to it on quite a lot of the audio stuff.
Google Play. I know specifically Phoenix Flame listens to it on Google Play.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he does. He can call me out on that. Obviously, this is the point in the show now where Chet calls me out on a bunch of things.
And they're like, we're behind on our video, damn it.
When it gets uploaded, exactly. The Terrace isn't here though. That's the thing. They're like, I know I don't. It's usually let's be honest, people. If you're going to get me to upload the audio version of the podcast, you need Terrace to get on my case to upload it. Because really, it seems like he's the only one, but he's so polite about it too. But he's relentless when it starts.
It's like, where is my audio?
Where is the audio? I'm like, but there's all these other places you could look at it. But where's the audio?
Because people want it on the move. You know, Carl wants it on. Joel wants to hear it on. That's rather than just looking at our faces, they just.
Well, if Carl wants it, he can choose not to get drunk and actually show up to the show. Hashtag shots fired, Carl.
And on that note, we're gonna call it and head off. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Including person with.
You can like, follow, subscribe, Twitch Prime if you feel like doing that. Cool, we're happy to have you. This is the point where we do shameless plugs. So yeah, please, we're happy to have you around. We're happy to have you here. If you don't, and you're just watching us for the sake of watching us, thank you for spending any amount of time with us, whether it is recorded, non-recorded, or through the actual live show. If you want to join us on the live show, obviously we're here on twitch.tv/TGWPIS. We have the YouTube, we've got the Twitter. Follow obviously my wonderful co-host Lard Teamaker at twitch.tv/Lard Teamaker. He's not here, but I will say, and don't forget about the Hergelman at the Hergelman, or Hergelman, twitch.tv/Hergelman. Tom Merritt, Merritt65? Merritt5. Follow him. Geo,
Reese's Wave,
twitch.tv/Reese's Wave. Desktop Simmer, definitely show up. He's here like all the damn time, and you should definitely follow him. He's hilarious, and also bought an entire video game off of my recommendation. So how's that Motorsport Manager going for you? Hopefully you're enjoying it.
I forgot to tell you, didn't I? I forgot to tell you about. I bought Motorsport Manager this week with when I
Two
bought
people.
the Quake 2, the Quake package off Steam. It was uploaded both on sale. So I thought, well, I'll get them.
There you go. See, once again, great stuff. Hopefully we're always improving. We have a new overlay. Tell us what you think about that. Just comments. We're fine with it. Even if it's like asking us to talk about porn, we'll consider it. We may not do it, but we'll definitely consider it.
You may get a timeout with it, but you know, at least you had to.
Think about what. At least we didn't ban him outright. We gave him a chance to think about what he did.
Yeah.
He
That'll
didn't
be a
tell
lesson.
me. Yeah, listen. We won't ban you outright. We'll let you think about it. Good. All right. Try the ice mod at some point. It totally revamps it. Until then, everybody, have a good evening. We're going to wave here and talk for a little bit, and so I can get the music queued up so we can actually have some outro music. And so it's not really awkward. But yeah, it could be.
Extra Life. November
Extra
4th.
Life. Yeah. There's the donation stuff. Ty, who was banned or getting banned. Interesting story. There was a guy asking us to want to talk about porn, and he showed an octopus in chat. It was interesting a little while ago. But let's see. Did I get it? Is this the thing? What do we want to go out to? Chat. What do we want to go to? Do we want something upbeat? We want something upbeat, don't we? Thank you, Simmer. There you are. See? Simmer's on top of it. This is what we... Yeah.
Let's get some smooth upbeat.
Some upbeat stuff?
Yeah.
So Rip and Tear is not one of those things. YMCA? All right, there we go. Night, everybody.
Good night.